Hi everyone, today we're making a classic French dish, coq au vin. So coq au vin is originally cock, rooster, au vin with wine. So chicken with wine. It's pretty simple, it just takes a little bit of time because you're going to be simmering it. But why waste time talking about it? Let's go ahead and get started. In your pan, you're going to put some bacon and you're just going to render that down. Okay, once you have your fat rendered out of your bacon, the next thing we're going to add is carrots and celery and onions. And then after that, you're going to add your mushrooms. Now, classically, when you're making this at home, typically you'll use like a cocktail onion or a pearl onion, just a really, really small onion. I searched for 3 or 4 different stores in my area, and none of them had that. Frozen, fresh, you name it. Just a geographical oddity in my case. So for that, I just went extra heavy yellow onion. And if you're doing this at home, you're the one that's got to eat this. You be happy with it. Go yellow onion. If you find the pearl onions, you go pearl onions. But once all these vegetables have been in there and sweated just a little bit, we're going to add some tomato paste. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Mix it in and cook just a little bit of that tomato pasty flavor out of it to where it's just a nice tomato base that's going along with it. All right. Then take your vegetables and set them aside. All right. So the next step that we've got is we have to season our chicken nice and thoroughly. And you're going to be using the 8-cut pieces of chicken. You can do this traditional. You can get a whole chicken and work with it, or you can just buy the pieces. All right, make sure you dredge all of your pieces. Get that nice light coating on there. We're going to hit the pan with just a little bit of olive oil. Now we're going to sear the outsides. Okay. Just give it a nice sear on all sides. That flour is going to help the fat crisp up a little bit. Look at that. Looks beautiful. All right, so once your chicken is browned, pull it out and sit it to the side with your vegetables so we can work a little bit on what's in the pan. Sit that to the side. We're going to take our garlic and just give it a smash. Throw it right on in. Then we're going to take our wine and deglaze. All right, once your pan has been deglazed, that's where we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. Now, typically when you're making coq au vin back in the classic French way of cooking, you'd be doing it with rooster. Rooster is a little bit tougher, a little bit more gamey, so you would need a lot of wine to help mellow it out, to help tenderize it, to help cook it down. But because chicken's a little bit more milder, we're going to add a little bit of chicken stock or broth, whatever you've got. We're going to add just a little bit of sugar, just to help take some of the bite out of the wine. A heavy pinch of nutmeg. Make sure it all gets worked in. We're going to take our bouquet garni, put it in there to help simmer, and then we're going to start placing our ingredients back in our pot. All right, so the rest of it's pretty simple. You're just going to bring it up to a boil, then reduce it down to a simmer, and then once you've got it reduced down to a simmer, just take your lid, put it right on top, and just let it cook the remainder of its time. Stirring every once in a while, just every once in a while so things don't stick down to the bottom, get stuck on the bottom, then you have burnt pieces that you don't want in your coq au vin. All right, so we'll give it its time it needs, and we'll see you back in just a second. All right, once that first 30 minutes is done, go ahead and make sure you're still stirring it. Just make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom, and let it go for another 15 minutes uncovered. All right, the next step is After it's been simmering for the allotted amount of time, pull out your chicken, just sit it to the side. Pull out your bouquet garni. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a beurre marnier, which is just some room temperature butter with an equal amount of flour. Just take your beurre marnier and use it to thicken your sauce. Here's a little aside. I go a little heavier on the butter than I do on the flour because I want it to taste a little bit more butterier and creamier. All right, let's plate it up and eat. All right, so our coq au vin is done. Chicken simmered in wine. If you want to, you can braise it. Perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine. I simmered it. What do you want me to say? All right. It's it's amazing, guys. The chicken's been simmering in that wine. It falls apart. It's got the sweetness of the wine. It's got the earthiness of the mushrooms. Everything's really coming up to the front. Like a lot of French dishes, the flavors are layered, so it all kind of like melts into one thing in your mouth. It's absolutely delicious, guys. Make sure you guys try this at home. If you found this educational, you found it fun, you had a good time, make sure you hit the like, share, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. It helps me grow, and I really do appreciate it. And as always, thank you for cooking with me.